Hi folks, today we are going to be making a very simple but a staple recipe for every Mexican kitchen. It is Mexican rice, or Spanish rice as you've heard it called. And all the ingredients for the Spanish rice are here. Nemo's already measured out our rice for us, which is
2 cups of rice,
and our chicken broth, which is
4 cups of chicken broth,
and
plus at least 4, because we were short half a cup of water, boiling water, with half a teaspoon of this
Nor tomate. This is a Nor product which has chicken flavoring and tomato in a pinch. If you don't have any other way of making Mexican rice or Spanish rice, you don't have tomatoes, onions, and garlic, which I like to make sure we put into the rice, then you can substitute with this and boiling water. But we're going to do it with real chicken juice. We were just a half a cup short, so we did a little bit of this, which will just give it a little boost of flavor. Again, we have 2 cups of rice, 4 cups of broth, a can of diced tomatoes, a small onion, and some garlic. And to start off, I'm going to go ahead and start heating up my pan here. And I'm going to cut up some carrots. You can use other vegetables if you have corn, or if you have frozen vegetables that are pre-cooked. That works really well. I want to make them as small as possible so that they cook quickly. So I'm going to be doing a very small. I've seen people make this carrots with the carrots actually like shaved in, because you know they can be a little bit hard. And Nemo gave me the tiniest little cutting board in human history. Meanwhile, like I said, we've got our pan heating up, medium heat. Make sure you don't cut your fingers while you're doing this. Now, why don't you put some oil into the pan?
Okay.
A couple tablespoons or so.
Yeah, just gonna eyeball it.
And that's good.
Yep.
And I'm going to go ahead and just give these a quick saute in the oil, so that they will start to cook a little bit. So we will let those start to cook. And now we can get our menudencia ready. So essentially what this is just tomato, onion, and garlic. There's a can of diced tomato. You can always use fresh tomatoes if you have them. Here's the onion and the garlic. And I'm going to go ahead and put that on the blender. Okie dokie. This is kind of onion, garlic, and tomato is kind of the base. We call it a menudencia, and it's kind of the base for a lot of the things that we cook. So there you have it. Now, as these carrots, I put them in first because I want them to start to cook. And once we get the rice in here and we put the broth in and we let it go, it's going to be about 20 minutes. That's how fast this rice will be done. So, I like to cook the vegetables, especially if they're raw vegetables like carrots, ahead of time. A little bit. So that when those 20 minutes are up, these vegetables are nice and tender. Just like the rest of the rice. Now today, we are going to be combining a very simple dish with a childhood snack. We have we have tomato, onion, and garlic, and we're going to be pairing our rice with banana. I know you probably think that's crazy. Why would you put bananas in your rice? Well, you only say that because you haven't done it. But once you have tried bananas with your rice, it's going to be hard for you to go back. And if you're a kid, if you're a Mexican kid, and you had second day rice with some bananas, you know what I'm talking about. Emo, you've had this, right?
I have, but as you had told me once upon a time, rice and banana is like one of the earliest foods that's in like those Gerber, like, you know, mixes, purees. And
Rice
so,
and bananas.
So yeah, you know, whether it's together or separated, those are like the base flavors that babies start on. So, you know, even when it's in its cooked form, it reaches down into that nostalgia.
Mm-hmm. Turn this up just a little tiny wee bit. You see I've added my rice now. And what we're trying to do is to get a cook on the rice that brings out the nuttiness in the rice.
Right, you want that toast.
I want a little bit of toast. I'm going to put a little bit more oil in here.
Mm-hmm.
It's like maybe another teaspoon and a half.
Sure.
So I'm just going to spread the rice and let it take on some color. You'll start to see the rice changing color from white to a little bit brownish orange. And of course, mine is already a little orange because it's got carrots in there. And the carrots are going to continue to cook. You want to be careful not to turn up your heat too much, because if you turn up the heat too much, you will burn your rice.
Yes.
And so one of the tricks of doing this is to keep the rice moving. Keep it moving around. And keep it at a decent heat.
Mm-hmm.
It's also good to use a good pan that distributes the heat evenly along the bottom layer of your pan. So is this delantar, Mexican delantar, of this chibi Frida Kahlo character, is it not the most adorable thing you've ever seen? I
Yeah.
have pockets in my Frida Kahlo. I just got this when I went to Mexico. And it's pretty cool, right, dude? Mexican delantares are like mom uniforms. They're Mexican kitchen worker uniforms. Everybody has them.
Mm-hmm.
I like trying to get new ones when I go down to Mexico.
Well, I feel like they're more efficient covering, like, you know, disaster zone areas.
Right?
Better than a regular apron.
Yeah, because the regular aprons, you just put them around your neck and it's like...
Right, and you got, like, all that exposed shoulder. You got, like, something that has nice shoulder decorations, like of your shirt or a dress or something.
Mm,
This covers it more better.
this covers everything. Everything you need. And you can smell, as the rice is cooking, you can smell that nutty flavor as it comes off of the rice. You smell it?
Yep. Yep. Oh, yeah. It's just beginning.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to put some sea salt in here. And you can tell this has been cooking for a while now. The rice has taken on a more brown flavor, and it smells different. That smell of nuttiness is coming out. So this is the point at which I'm going to saute put in the tomato. And I'm going to just cover that real quick. Meanwhile, carefully clean this out. Get every last drop of that tomato in there. Some of the chicken juice, and I'll pass that on to Nemo. So I'm spreading the tomato around in there. I really want that to integrate first and give it a chance to actually cook that tomato and that onion and that garlic. Now when we put in this broth, we're just going to set our timer for 20 minutes. 2 cups of rice, 4 cups of broth. You can make vegetarian versions of this with vegetable broth instead, but I like the full chicken. I like the full chicken flavor. So now I'm going to go ahead and put this in. And that is all that she wrote. This rice should be ready in 20 minutes. Why don't you set the timer for me now? I can never set this one timer. It hates me. Why don't you set the timer for 20 minutes for me? There you go. Alright, we'll be back in 20 with rice. Okay. The rice should be done. Ah! Time to smoke. Go ahead and turn this off.
Keep the lift. I wasn't looking there.
Beautiful. It looks beauteous. Perfect in every way. And that's it. That is it. That is all. See, all of the liquid got absorbed. The pieces of rice are perfectly cooked and they're still intact. Like I said, you can have this with other vegetables like corn or peas. Peas are always good. How pretty that is. Yeah. And then we need our tomato. I mean our a banana. Tomato. Gonna have tomato and banana. Put our slices in there. Once you've tried this, leave your comments, let me know what you thought. If you're a little kid at heart, and especially if you've already had this as a child, you're going to appreciate the memory, the flavor of eating rice and banana. Mm. It's still wonderful. The memory of that. Perfect bite. I'll cool this down for you.
Okay.
Perfect bite, right?
Perfect bite.
That's it, guys. Mexican rice, Spanish rice, and bananas. Try it out. Tell us what you think.